Right now, I'm sitting in the Forerunner and looking out at this overlook. I'm a little bit up the mountain now, not quite all the way up to where I live, but pretty pretty high up, and I can see the horizon on the ocean pretty plainly. Got the windows cracked a little bit, got a little rain coming through, and I really don't want to take this ocean for granted. I've lived here in Hawaii for about a month now, the big island of Hawaii. So there's been some confusion on this. I do want to clear up. The big island of Hawaii is not where Honolulu is. It's not where the base is, or the big military base, Pearl Harbor. It's not where any of that is. It's the big island is actually less populated than the other islands. So Oahu is the island that a lot of people think of when they think of Hawaii. The big island of Hawaii is the biggest island, but it's way less populated than Oahu. Anyways, I want to talk to y'all today about basically mindset. I mean, it's not such an overrated, cliche kind of term. But man, to be real, guys, I've been discouraged today. I've been discouraged today a good bit. And it's funny, right? Because it's like, how can you be discouraged in Hawaii? Pretty easily. It all depends on where your focus is. It all depends on what your trust is in. And lately, it's really easy to put trust in myself. And when you put your trust in yourself, you can have seasons of joy and bliss. But if God is gracious, He won't allow that to happen for too long. For me right now, May is kind of the month I moved here, technically the last week of April. But it's the last day of May right now, and it's been my first full month here, and it's awesome. But all the problems I had back in the mainland US, back in Arkansas, are still with me here. I have a much better environment and a lot more opportunity to enjoy life, but I don't have a different capacity to enjoy life or a different capability to enjoy life. C.S. Lewis, who, he said he didn't write Narnia as an allegory, but in his version of heaven, right? In the Narnian version of heaven, everybody kind of got to get in a sense, or a lot of people. I don't know if it's everybody, but a lot of people got to get in. And they're sitting at this table, and there's this massive feast in front of them. Beautiful, gorgeous food. And everybody's eating the food, right? But not everybody's getting to experience how good the food is. These evil, like, people who had served, the enemy, or gosh, it's been probably more than 10 years since I've read The Last Battle, but y'all know what I'm talking about. The evil people, basically, that are there, that are eating at the table, they're like, what, like, this is disgusting bread. My bread has maggots on it. Pass me the watery soup. This lettuce is rotten. All these things. And everybody else is like, what are these people talking about? Like, we've got this amazing feast in front of us. There's no maggots in the bread. Like, everything's fresh and beautiful and delicious and well seasoned and well cooked, and it's amazing. And the implication is they're only able to experience life through the lens that they have. And guys, mindset and perspective, I don't know if heaven works that way or not, but it definitely works that way on earth. And so many people that live here full time like I do, but that have been living here a lot longer than me, they don't notice the ocean anymore. It's just part of the scenery. It's just something that blends into the background because they've lost that perspective of awe and wonder that I still have. I've been discouraged because I've been focusing on my problems, and they're not insignificant in my world, right? April was a good month for the business. By the grace of God, it was a good month. But May has been a pretty bad month, and expenses are piling up. I made 3 big business/financial moves in the fall and winter. And, I'm single. I don't have any kids, so my risk tolerance is pretty high. And I needed one of these 3 moves and investments to work. Even if 2 failed, if 1 worked, we'd be good to go. But the truth is, one of them failed badly. One of them failed really badly. And the other one is not doing super great. So, and I knew that was a possibility. And I took the risk anyway. But the consequences of that are weighing heavily on me. I moved to Hawaii in the midst of it after a lot of prayer. And now the business is having a bad month. Had a bad month in May. Today's the last day. And for those of you who are in Gravitas Inner Circle, you guys know, I work with all kinds of different clients, and, they're all men, but they vary in age and they vary in issue, which is cool because I get to help guys that are struggling with confidence and identity and overcoming addiction, relationships, in all kinds of different ways. But it's made it hard for my content to really lock in on a specific type of person or specific offer. And so, man, it's been tough lately to know what to post or how to post, or what kind of, should I push more for my group? Should I push more for my one-on-one? Should I push more for courses? All these things. And then the financial woes continually knocking on the door. I've been discouraged. And I'm not sharing this with you guys because I necessarily want, like, everybody, feel sorry for Luke, everybody go buy his stuff. That's not the point. The point is I know that God is at work. I know that God has a plan through all this. I don't know what it is. I'm tempted to believe that I'm just not cut out for this and that I can't recover from my mistakes, and to lose hope. But this is at the same time an opportunity to practice what I preach and to be open and honest with those of you who watch me. Because the truth is every person, both great and small, both hero, average Joe, and everything in between, they all go through seasons like this. Days, weeks, years even. And I know that some of you watching are going through it right now too. Or maybe you just did, or maybe you will soon. And I'm not going to put up some front for you guys. I want you to watch this and know that I have low points. But because I have low points, and I can lean on God during those low points, and lean on my community during those low points, you can know that I'm being real. Jeremiah 17, 5 through 8. I decided to film this on my way home from the gym. I don't have my Bible in front of me, but so you guys can look this up. I encourage you to. But my memory on it's pretty good. This talks about mindset and perspective in a way that is hard to miss. And I'm getting an opportunity to practice what I preach, and so I thank God. James chapter 1, he's addressing the Jews of the diaspora. He's addressing the Jews that have been dispersed across the land because of persecution. And he says, "Count it all joy, my brethren, when you fall into trials of various kinds, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. And let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing." And I know that wasn't Jeremiah. We're going to get into that in a minute, but I'm counting it joy right now that I'm going through a trial, even though it's self-inflicted, to be honest. I'm going through this trial, and I know that the testing of my faith will produce patience. And patience will have its perfect work, that I may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing. Jeremiah 17, 5 through 8. Cursed is the man who trusts in man and makes flesh his strength. For he shall be like a shrub in the desert, which inhabits the parched places of the wilderness. And he shall not see when good comes. I might have got those two parts backwards. Yeah, and he shall not see when good comes, but shall inhabit the parched places of the wilderness, like the salt lands, basically. But blessed is the man who trusts in the Lord, whose hope is the Lord, for he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, whose leaf shall be green, and whatever he does shall prosper. I think that's what it says. Psalm 1 kind of sounds like this too, and so I get those backwards sometimes. But here's the idea. The cursed man is putting his trust in man and making flesh his strength. Right? Cursed is the man who trusts in man and makes flesh his strength, for he shall be like a shrub in the desert, and he does not see when good comes. So you can be living in Hawaii, like I am, and have all this beauty around you and not be able to comprehend it or see it. You can be like those evil dwarves, evil creatures in Narnia in the last battle, who they're sitting at the table, they're sitting at the banquet, and they can't see the beauty in front of them. They can't taste it and experience the beauty in front of them. Why? Because their mindset's bad. Their perspective is bad. Today, I've struggled to see God's goodness and to see God's blessings because I'm under the curse of trusting in man and making flesh my strength. And today, particularly, that's a sucky day to do that for me, because I'm like, dude, I don't know what direction to take my business in. I mean, I'm having a great time with my clients. When I do make a sale and I do work with clients, man, I love it. And I'm changing lives by the grace of God. But that doesn't pay the bills. And it doesn't get me out of my bad investment decisions. And so I'm focusing on that. And I'm losing hope. And so just like that shrub in the desert, I can't see when good things happen because I'm focusing on man and making flesh my strength. But I get a chance to practice what I preach. Blessed is the man whose trust is in the Lord and whose hope is the Lord, for he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water. And he shall not see when heat comes. I missed that little piece. That's somewhere in there. The one planted by the rivers of water will not see when heat comes. I'll post a verse in the caption or something. Sorry, this is kind of a last minute video. But he shall not see when heat comes. So if you're rooted in God, if your trust is in the Lord and your hope is the Lord, then you're not going to see when the heat comes. The shrub doesn't see when the rain comes. The tree doesn't see when heat comes. It's all because of where they're rooted. And so I have to repent today. Today I lost focus. I lost focus on what really mattered. Because what really matters is not if I have success in the world. It's not if I make a bunch of money or make great financial decisions. It's not even if I have to, get a normal job again, which I've done before and done pretty well at. Right now, though, that would feel like a failure. It would feel like an embarrassment to say, hey, I got myself in a bind here and I have to find stable income or whatever. That's not important. One of my clients actually reminded me of that today in Inner Circle. Because I said I was struggling with discouragement, because we do that in Inner Circle, we pray for each other. And I was honest with him and said, guys, I'm struggling with discouragement today, mainly due to the financial piece and the business piece. And he said, hey man, he kind of led with the fact that no matter what, I had made an impact on people. I was like, that's right. That's why I started this, is to make an impact on people. That's what success looks like. And then I reminded of my own words that I use with clients. It's so different coaching versus having to apply it to yourself, man. I think I'm way better at coaching than I am applying it to myself. But faithfulness is success. Putting my trust in the Lord and my hope in the Lord. Trusting that He will be my source. He will be my provider. Now I can see the sunset. Now I can see the ocean. Now I can hear the birds. Now I can hear the rain. Now I can feel the cool breeze. Because my hope is in the Lord. My trust is in the Lord. If I can just be faithful to Him and do my best at whatever I'm doing in this moment, that's success enough. Whether it leads me to virality or money, or just a normal job, a normal life, as long as I am being faithful in the moment, that's success. And I don't think it'll lead me to a normal life. When I say normal, I just mean not flashy, Not in the public eye, not an influencer in Hawaii like I am now, I suppose. Something a little bit more down to earth, maybe. But normal, I don't think He's called me to normal. If you're still watching this, I don't think He's called you to normal. No matter what, guys, it's going to be an epic life. There might be some epic failure in there. And hopefully it will be some epic successes too. But the most epic success is faithfulness in the moment. That's all for today, boys. Probably the realest, rawest, least hype for the boys talk you'll ever have. See if I can show you guys the sunset real quick here. And then we'll take off. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate you. This could be really bad or really good, so I don't know, but give you guys a little look at the sunset before you go. Take care, guys.